Today on Bashing Champs with Barchers, we're not going to use a golem, we're going to use a witch. Hi guys, Spencer from $3 here. Welcome back to another episode of Bashing Champs with Barchers, and today we're going to take a witch. But first, as is customary, I'll show you a replay before we go to our live attack. So this was a little bit earlier. I attacked the friend of somebody in the clan, and this is him. The reason why I'm showing you this replay is because it took quite a lot of time and effort to pull out these clan troops and put them exactly where we want them. I see people pull them out into outside the village and then lightning them outside. It seems to be a bit of a waste because you could easily be causing damage to some defensive structures. Now if the troops run at different speeds and you only have one lightning, then you do need to get them in a group outside, otherwise they will never be all close together. But when you're doing attacks like this and you have multiple lightning, it doesn't matter if they're not in a group, because you can play around with them for a while. I've put them over one wizard tower. I'm going to drag them down here and I'm going to put them over the other wizard tower. Because there's two Valkyries in here, they're not going to be killed by this lightning, but we might as well cause them a little bit of damage while we're at it. So you've seen my videos before, you know that you can take down these whiz towers every time with two lightning without having to fail. And we're going to attack from up here next to these two mortars. Now the reason why we take a golem is simply because the queen is just not strong enough to get the job done at the very beginning. I personally think if you have a level 40 queen, you probably don't need a golem. She would easily stand up to the amount of beating she gets at the start to get rid of these two mortars, but I needed a golem. Now this golem, because we're attacking from a single inferno side, we know that it's not going to last long. It's going to be fried, but it's already done its job. Just kept our queen alive to get rid of those mortars. It looks like this guy's inferno is frying his own king. That's not what really happened, but it kind of looked a bit weird. So now we're working our way around. If you were a farmer, this is a perfectly legitimate way to farm. You see that dark pot there. Now I didn't spin in a village which had lots of loot in, but you could easily do that and make our way down here, steal everything from this dark pot and run away with all the loot. I've thrown the king down at the bottom just to make sure that we get the second star. It's actually the queen taking down the town hall. That's not usual in these Barch attacks. I prefer it when the archers do it anyway. But I should be able to rescue the queen. There we go, 2 stars and a fully healed queen. So let's go back over to my base and we're ready for our attack live. There she is, the queen replacing the golem. Now I cannot promise a victory here. This may be our first loss of the series. I think we should probably look for single infernos again. We'll work our way up to multis later, but we'll spin through a few of these until that one. Do you know what? That is so tempting. Look at that. Not very well upgraded. He does have a multi-inferno, and we don't have a golem to protect our queen to get down to that mortar, but we could sacrifice some troops. If we were live streaming, I would love to be able to ask opinions and you guys could decide whether we go or don't go. What do you think? Do we go for this? Yes, 20 trophies. I can't say no to this. And we can get rid of those 2 upper wizard towers with 3 lightning it's going to take to get rid of those. So let's get 1 on each, stick 1 in the middle, and that will be those out of the game. Down we go with the whiz. Right, so now we need to pick our way carefully in through the top. We'll check if there's a big bomb in that little square hole there. Sorry, Barb, if there is. Nope, okay, so now we're going to have to sacrifice a crowd of barbs here. They're going to be hit by that mortar, but we don't want our queen to die before she reaches that mortar, otherwise this attack would be over. So she's going the crazy route. I don't know why she's doing that. We'll send in a little bit of help. We don't want that archer tower to target her because it's going to take quite a while to get where we need to go. I'll put some archers on that little hut just to make sure nobody starts going the wrong way. We really don't want to break into that square box on the right because that could be a big bomb. So let's try and avoid that. Let's rage the queen, get this mortar down, and then we can send everyone. Here they go. Right, now, The question is, which side of this village will our troops all end up on? There's 2 mortars that can reach us by the time we hit this town hall. We're just got to hope that overwhelming force wins the day here. So we'll get ready with our king, ready to deploy him, and hopefully we guess the right way. This can be awkward when you get this wrong, I tell you. Okay, I think left. I think there's more troops going left. Oh, the mortar's got 1 shot off. Come on, turn around. Okay, that's great. It's turned around. That's that only multi that he's got there. I don't think that's going to be able to deal with all these troops. We should be overwhelming it. Come on, there's our first star. There's our second star. All in all, not so bad. Quite easy. Not a really highly upgraded base, so Gandalf's done quite well to get himself into champs. So you can see there I've got some archers left. I don't know about you guys, but when people attack me and I log on and I'm watching it live and they have maybe 1 or 2 troops left just stat bashing walls and they leave it to run for the whole minute. And I'm thinking, I want to log on to my base, you fools. Stop it. End battle now. You're driving me crazy. Anyway, that's my rant over. So I've stolen, 13 trophies from Gandalf. Great, now I have guilt. I'm sorry about that. You're doing really well, Gandalf. Keep it up. So, thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed episode 3 of Bashing Champs with Barchers. I'll be back tomorrow with another episode. Please do like, comment and subscribe, and you can follow me on Twitter @ClashStrategy. But until then, send everyone